Hey, my name's Shanda Wright, and I am so excited. I just got off this amazing Zoom full of incredible women where they were all talking about different strategies to be able to build their wealth. And it just reminded me of a training that I took yesterday for one of the top millennials in his entire industry. He's literally changing the game of online affiliate marketing. He's a top trader. He's just one of those guys that inspires me to no end. You know, has business deals with Grant Cardone, anyways, I can't. His results are insane. So I was on a training call with him, and he said, he was talking about faking it till you make it. And I love this conversation because people say fake it till you make it. Other people say, well, you have to fake it, otherwise you never make it, right? This is a real conversation that there is a fine line between the two, because I believe both people are right. Now, I believe that there's always truth in everyone's perspective. Most people, even when they actively disagree with you, it's because they're seeing it from a different angle, right? There's a difference between what's true and what's complete truth. So the complete truth, both things are true. Faking it till you make it is faking it, which is lying, which is what a lot of people do on social media, right? They say, oh, I got this, I know this, I do this, whatever. And they're actually totally different. Hey, Danielle, good to see you. They're totally different in real life. And they're only showing you the highlight reel. And they're totally BSing you. And this is not a real story. And they haven't been through anything. And they don't have real results. And if they have results, they may or may not have gotten results for other people. I see this in trading all the time. Do you know how many traders out there that might be good traders, but they're not phenomenal educators? So many. There's so many people on the internet. It's beautiful. You know, there's just this crazy mess. It's why you gotta, hedge your bets. You gotta look at things with discernment. Now, so there's the fakes. There's the falsifying. Then there's the people on the other side that aren't acting as if they have any authority, power, success, because they're not there yet. And they're like, I will when. And they continue to blame the fact that they don't have their goal on why they're behaving the way that they are. Oh, well, if I had that many realtors on my team, I'd be successful too. No, get your butt to work. Then you'll build a team. Get a reputation for being excellent. Then people will want to join your team. Okay? So there's a balance, but both things are true. Both things have a positive and a negative side to them. If you don't act as if you already have it, you're never going to get it. But if you fake it, then you're a fraud and no one can trust you, and then who are you? So there's a difference between humility and ego, right? Like, it's the balance. And so I just want to tell you the difference between the perspectives, which are both true, and the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is you must act and do the activities that get it. What would the millennial who makes $1 million a month, what would the trader who makes $500,000 in one day, what does he do different in his day? What does she do different in their day? What does the person who's debt-free do different with their money? What does the person who's fit do different with the food they eat, the activities they partake in? Right? So when we look at people who have the results that we want, we need to act as if we are them. That does not mean spending unwisely, buying a car you can't afford to convince people you're successful. That's the biggest, most junkiest, stupidest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. If you need a brand or somebody else's stuff or stuff that's yours to convince people that you know what you're talking about, you need to get better. Go get better. Just go get better. Because I sold millions of dollars in real estate as well. In real estate and in radio advertising with a car that was barely held together with zap straps, wearing gum boots. Not kidding, because I was paying off my debt and those were the only shoes I hadn't worn through. And I didn't need a new bumper. There's a difference between wanting and a need. So, you just be excellent and you will get excellent results. But this dynamic, the difference between so faking it till you make it, you must act as if you already have it if you're going to get it. You're not going to be able to go and spend your weekends, spend your evenings high and drunk or partying it out or escaping from your reality and expect to ever change anything in your life. Your 5 to 9, your 5 to midnight, your 5 p.m., your after hours time, that's the time you build your wealth. That's the time you learn the skills that take you to the next level. That's the time you change your life. What you do during the day to pay your bills, that's just maintenance. That's not going to change anything. It's the way you're eating right now is going to maintain the life you have. The way you're behaving right now is going to maintain the life you have. If you want things to change, get better, you have to do more and be better. Now, that doesn't mean sacrifice your happiness, your health, or your sleep. I sleep more than most people, minimum 7 hours a night. But I also run like a mad woman the rest of the time. So it's about prioritizing. Now, I'm not saying you can't have a good time, but what most people do is they do the bare minimum they have to, and then they escape from their reality. And it's literally a balancing act. And that's why they're always exhausted, because you didn't rest on the weekend, you escaped. Because you stayed up late escaping, you didn't stay up late working on your future. When you fall over, completely exhausted from learning, being, doing, and having everything that you can to be your best self, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, you feel good. It's great. It's amazing. You have the energy. So when it comes to the other side about wanting to be authentic, you need to be honest about where you are in the journey. This is something I've learned because my coach, who I just follow because I don't understand it, but she's good. She's shown me results. She's helped thousands of people change their lives. She's literally a boss. She went from homeless to millionaire in a couple of years. The woman's a machine. So yeah, I'm gonna learn from her. And she's built like 10 streams of income, runs tons of international businesses. When someone has results like that, oh, and did I mention never misses a birthday, never misses a play, never misses a special moment, never sacrifices her family, her health, or her enjoyment of life for any of those things. Did she grind for a few years? Yeah. Yeah, she had some years where, she missed some things. But she decided that showing her children what it takes to actually get what you want, instead of just saying, you can do it, actually showing them that they can do it, that was actually more valuable than a couple of years of being there every moment. So the transparency needs to come in your honesty, and that means you need to admit where you suck. That means you need to admit where you've been. It also means you need to admit where you're going. So you don't have to be there yet. People know how to go nowhere. They don't need you to tell them. You can go and say, I'm going this way. I'm following that person who has this track record. And I don't care if it's in real estate. If you've just started, you're a real estate agent, you're working with teams, you're working with mentors, you're working with those people. I don't care if you haven't sold a dang house. If you're working with a system that's been proven for other people, you can say, hey, you know what? I may not have experience, but I've got hunger. And I will give you my very best. And I will give it my all. And I'm working with a team of professionals that is showing me every single loop and hoop. And you've got them on your back too. Who's this fab lady? Hey, Matthew, good to see you. Oh, I love it. I don't care if you just started in radio advertising. I know for a fact there's a lot of experienced people that are leaving that industry right now, and there's a lot of brand new people who are about to go through a grind. I remember I was there in 2008. I know what that grind felt like. What I can tell you is you just need to be honest. I don't know, but I work with people who do. And I promise I will put my blood, sweat, and tears into this, because you either need to bring experience or sweat equity. You don't get to have both. If you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I would love to be an affiliate marketer, but I just don't have a team of people, go do it. Put in the time, put in the energy. Leon just joined. He's the epitome of it. He literally built an online home-based store, but he grinded, he put that together, and now he's got a system that works. And all he did was transparently say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'd love to include you. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm building. So you need to be transparent with your strengths and your weaknesses and your direction, as well as your lack of results, but make sure that you're following someone who has results for themselves as well as for other people, right? Because it's one thing to be a doer. It's another thing to be a teacher. It's another thing to be a duplicator. Those are all different. So you got to go. So be transparent from that end. On the other side, you have to act as if you already are. Grant Cardone works harder than you. I promise. It's one of the things that I say in my I am statements. Every day I tell myself who I am, because the universe is not going to tell me, because I am not going to listen to any of that junk. Sit down, shut up, you're too much, you're not enough, whatever. I'm not listening. So I tell myself every single day in my journal, I am. This is a tough one for me. I say, I am the hardest worker in any room. Do you know who I hang out with? You can't be in a room with Tony Robbins, Melanie Greeno, Danny Johnson, Hans Johnson, Alex Morton, Grant Cardone, You can't hang out in those places and say, I'm the hardest worker in any room. That says something. Now, all of those people have peace, joy, love, health, all the things. So I don't follow people who sacrifice life for money. I won't do that. But life with money is what is important. So just find a mentor, follow them, tell people where you're going, tell people that you don't have the experience that you're going there. Be honest, transparent about your experience and your perspective and your willingness to do whatever it takes, because hunger and teachability and coachability and working with a winning team counts for a lot. Counts for a lot. I'll take that guy over the experienced one who's sitting on his high horses, who's just, collecting a check because he did some work 20 years ago all day. All day. I love the underdog, especially when he's working with a winning team. That's why I love the draft, NFL draft season. It's like, yeah, get it. I love seeing where the winners end up, and I love seeing how they play in those teams. And you gotta act. You gotta act as if you have it, not with your stuff, not with your flashiness, not with your brands, not with how much spending money you don't have, not by lying, but by doing the activities it takes every day to be like them. And I challenge you to have the same kind of I am statements. Compare yourself to your mentors. Do you really work as hard as them? I know it's challenging. So with that, I just want to say, do not fake it till you make it. Act as if you already have it. Speak it into existence. Go for it and be transparent along the way, because people, they are watching and they know how to go nowhere. They don't need you to show them.